It's Johnny Jones, and I'm here at home. And as you guys know, I do a lot of eBay shopping. And I usually get a lot of interesting deals. In fact, I actually thought about making a guide on how you can get CB radios really cheap on eBay. It takes a little bit of work and a little bit of know-how, but you can get some really great stuff. So today I wanted to unbox these CBs that I got. This is some stuff that I ran into online. I'll tell you the stories about them, but first and foremost, I think we should open them, don't you think? Yes? Can I get a round of applause in chat? I'm waiting. Okay, I didn't hear it. I don't think you guys are really amped up for this. Can I get a, oh, hell yeah? Can I get that? Can I get, oh, hell yeah? There you go. One guy commented. There you go. All right. So let's, which one do we want to start with? Pick one. Any, mini, tiny Tim. This one. This one. We're going to open this one here. So I'll take my knife, which I've had this knife for a long time. Years and years and years. And I love that it's sharp. See how sharp it is? It even says sharp on it. Boy, I'm extra full of annoyance today, but let's get her open. They really did a great job bubble wrapping these. All right. President Andy USA. Now, you're probably thinking that's kind of a shitty looking tiny radio. That probably isn't worth shit. And from the outside, it doesn't really appear to be that interesting. You know, you probably think this is just like those standard little Cobras or Cobra 19s and stuff. No. This thing is a lot better than what you think it was. I like the fact that they included a heatsink. In fact, Mike's Radio Repair did reviews on this, and this thing, he said, was just fantastic for the price. It has a lot of functionality that you wouldn't assume from this small, you know, radio with the limited buttons that it has. But it has a great function called a timeout timer, which means if you accidentally lay your mic down, that's what Mike was actually talking about. So it was a trucker laying his mic down and keying the radio all night and blowing his final out. So after 30 seconds or so, if this thing doesn't see any modulation on your end or very low modulation, it will stop transmission. So if you accidentally leave your mic keyed, there's no worries. So what else did I get? Well, that's the thing. They're all the same frickin' radio. And I might have to pause here. Hold on. Let's see. Nope, I don't have to. Johnny Jones can do it with one hand. Oh, yes, I can. So, you're probably wondering why in the hell I went out of my way to get these. They better be cheap, right? Yes, they were quite cheap. In fact, here's one of the tips I use for selling or buying radios on eBay. Is that if the seller says they don't work, and you can see from the picture that they obviously turn on and everything, instead of just saying, well, he said they didn't work, so I'll take his word for it. Message the seller, because most of the time they have no clue if they work or not. They don't know how to, you know, really they don't have an antenna or whatever. So they just post them not working so that they can not get any, you know, pushback from a buyer who might get a broken radio. So they'll just say, it doesn't work. But all these come on, at least. I know that much from the picture. I got this for $60, these three, and that's actually a pretty good deal because these were going for $75 on eBay, and I'm guessing I would probably sell them for around $60 because, or maybe a little less because they don't have mics, except for one, of course, and so you know, I'll make $150 or more or so afterwards. So going from 60 to 150 is not that bad. That's a pretty good deal to me, and I get to show you a nice video. Anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and look at what's in the other box before we hook these up, because I want to continue the unboxing, and then we'll get to the testing. Okay, so I've taken the liberty of opening this one so you don't have to sit through all the awkward knife play. And looks like this one's packaged up pretty well too. I appreciate it when a seller package things pretty well. I mean, there's some people that don't package well at all, and there's other people that go a bit overboard. But I do appreciate when the mic and everything is wrapped up. I try to do that myself when I can. This one, let me see if I can get it out. This right here is another eBay find. And if I make a video on how to find this stuff on eBay, because you have to be kind of specific in what you look for. This radio I got for $50, and I was not, I didn't cut that, god damn it. This radio was $50, and I really, it started out as $12. Okay, this thing sit at $12 for 6.5 days. And the reason is because it was posted with a really specific title, very simple title, rather. Not specific, but general title. It was just called a 40-channel Road Talker 40. That's all it was. It did not say it was SSB AM. There was no obvious clue unless you looked at the photo and zoomed in to see if it was actually an SSB radio. So I got this for $50, and it was in good shape. No one looked at it until the very end. Someone really wanted it, and I stole it for $50-some. I think it was 52 or something. And I'm probably gonna get more than that out of it for sure. But you could say I didn't win a great deal on this one, considering, you know, I might only get, you know, 80 to 100 off this. But to me, if I can bring you guys a wonderful video and cool, you know, interesting radios, then it's worth it to me. So the knobs feel fine. I don't feel anything goofy in there. SWR calibration button's a little bit wobbly, but everything else looks like it's been taken care of. Let's see. I usually check the screws here, and I don't see any obvious signs of them being used. Maybe that one. Usually, if you see a radio that's really been tinkered with a lot, you'll have screws that are fairly damaged, and you can see that. So instead of me talking forever about this, let's go ahead and see if these work. Okay, we have it hooked up here. Now, this radio is a solid state radio, which means all the components are firmly placed against the board, the PCB. So this is really great for having in a vehicle where there's a lot of movement, because a lot of the issues with standard through-hole components is that they shake around and can break solder joints and leave you with issues. And I really don't want to be the advocate here for, let's go purely surface mount, because you know, if you've ever worked on anything surface mount and you don't have all the skill and all the techniques and the equipment, that they are a pain in the ass to try to fix. But they really do help when it comes to vibration, effectiveness against damage from vibration, and they do last a lot longer. Let's go ahead and see if it works, though, instead of me talking forever. Let's see. Oh, volume's right here. Okay. So it does turn on. This has automatic squelch control. Now the President Andy 2 has a lot more features. The President Andy 2 actually has a compander circuit, and we talked about that before in our Cobra Sound Tracker video. Compander circuit is exactly what the Cobra Sound Tracker design is. So that's really interesting to see in one of these. It's almost like a speech processing. Basically, it gets you out further, okay, and helps you receive better signals. There are a lot of different functionalities with this radio by keying and changing the different settings. You can change the color. You can change there's automatic squelch control on here, which is good to have. I think there's even weather. I think this has a weather board in it, but I'm not sure. Here's our Roger beep. You turn the radio on and hold the up button, so you can turn the Roger beep on and off, by the way. Here's how you change the color on these. Hold down the CBPA buttons and then turn the volume off and back on. So it'll look like this. I'll have to set the phone down for a split second. Okay, so I've turned, push these both down and turn the volume knob off and on. And now we can go through these colors. to whichever one we want. Now we'll hold the F button, which is probably function, I'm not sure, and then we have yellow, which is a very nice color. The scan function goes like this. So let's say we're on channel 39, and what we'll do is go up and down to the point we're back at 39. It'll switch into scan mode, and that way if we transmit, it'll pick it up. Hello 1 2, let's see what it does here. Hello 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Hello audio. Yep. The volume is a bit down, I think, and there we go. Hello, check 1 2 audio. All right, there's our automatic squelch control icon. Let's see what we get now. What the hell is going on? Why is that at 10 watts? Audio. Okay. So someone has cranked the power up way too high on this. Let me set the mod. This is not supposed to be cranked up this high. Audio. Yeah, this has been screwdrivered here. They've taken the potentiometer, I think it's V3, something like that, and cranked it all the way to oblivion. So we're gonna have to open this up and lower it. So doing a little online research, which is actually, it was kind of hard to find information on this one, but W4 is the AM carrier and W2 is the modulation. So I was thinking V something, but I think I was thinking of a different radio. So W4 AM carrier, W2 modulation. There's also a W5, and I'm not quite sure what that is. But we're going to move W4 down to see if we can lower that carrier power. Also, these turn 360 degrees, so you can't tell where 0 is without looking at it with a meter. So that's something I'm glad I learned. So if you're gonna do something with these, I would suggest marking them with a Sharpie. And yes, I did read that on a forum, but that was my fucking idea and they took it. Well, probably not, but that is what I usually do with adjustment points. It's a lazy man's way of doing it. So let's see if we can get this carrier down. Here's a quick look on the inside of the board. Everything is solid state. 2 connections to the front, just a ribbon cable, and looks like a power there. Clip. That's it. Front comes off there. I don't see anything completely burnt out. I don't see any caps completely gone. So I'm guessing this probably works. Someone's just really screwdrivered the hell out of it. All right, we're not getting any help whatsoever from the trimmer resistors. So someone has probably did some dumbass shit on the bottom of the board with a resistor. So I'm gonna check that out. The good news is audio 1 2 3. Check. Audio. We do get receive. That is good news, at least. So here's the second one. By the way, this does have weather alert and weather channels. It also has Roger beep. You can also set a noise when you turn it on. If you can hear that. But this one, the other one was swinging 10, well, not swinging, smacking 10 watts carrier, no modulation, and I did not see any modification. So guess what we get with this one? 10 watts, no modulation. SWR's fine. So now I don't think it was the seller's fault, because I really don't think they knew anything about these. I think they just got them in a set. On closer inspection, the seller sells multiple radios, some which he says, I don't know how to use a radio, so I don't know if it works, the same thing he did with me. And in other cases, he's specifying how many watts in sideband it puts out. And yes, I can see the meters. He does have meters. So we got screwed by a seller here. Fucking dick. But some asshole has butt-fucked these radios to put out 10 watts and either destroyed them, which I'm guessing, or the carrier's so high that you just can't modulate it. So I have to figure out what's wrong with this. The problem is these fucking radios are not super common, and finding information on them is a pain in the ass as it is. So I'm gonna actually have to dig into this and find out on my own what the hell's going on. Just because I was curious. By the way, that's the tool I use for turning them. This here cannot be adjusted either. No matter what you do to the trimmer, it will smack 10 watts every time. Yes, I've tested it on different meters. So I figure what's happened is all these came from a CB shop, just one at a time. And whatever happened was there was probably a modification that was done that just cranked it up way too high. So Mike turned it up to about 5.5 watts to see if he could get 100% modulation. He was able to. But 10 watts, I'm guessing what they did is they did some mod. I can't physically see it. So I'd have to go, I'm going to have to look through the schematics. And they cranked the power up as high as possible. And instead of, one or two things I think happened. Either they cranked it up as high as possible and it was modulating very poorly, and someone who they gave it to or whatever, or maybe they used it, they used it for a little while and it broke and there's something fucked up and that's it. 10 watts and you're not getting any modulation. Or they did a modification they didn't understand. They did 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 in a row before they realized, oh wait, this ain't working. And but I mean, I don't think anyone would be that dumb to do a modification and not check it or reverse it. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain. I just got fucked with this one, I believe. This isn't the last radio, but we'll see. Well, here's the third one. What do you think? Do you think this one will work? Well, let's see. Oh, come on, you knew. So I could get angry about this, you know, I mean, but here's the thing. Whoever did this obviously has a few brain cells missing and thought this was a good idea. And I could resort to saying things like, oh, he needs to be punched in the face, or he needs to have a radio shoved up his ass, or something terrible like that. But I won't resort to that sort of violence and stupidity. No, I wish the man luck. Because you need it, you dumb bastard. Anyways, let's try that other fucking radio. Hey, maybe I can redeem myself with this Road Talker 40. Hopefully, anyway. I'm pretty pissed about the other ones, but I want to go ahead and see if this receives first. It was on when I plugged it up, so otherwise I tried to turn these on for you guys. Anyways, I got my handy-dandy Dildo-Matic 3000 here. We're going to see if it receives. Hello, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's turn the volume up a bit. Hello, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Might actually be that knob too. Let's see. Let's give her a whirl. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's a knob there. All right. And so we get a good signal. Signal meter is working. Let's go over here to the meter and see how she works. Let's set the modulation a bit here. It's about right. All right, I've got it on 19. Let's turn up our Slim Dick 380 and see what she sounds like. Audio, 1, 2, audio, hello, woo. Well, that's not bad. That's decent modulation, I think. Certain frequencies better than others. Yep. We are swinging how many watts? About 7 watts. 3-watt carrier. Alright, that's fine and dandy. Let's check upper sideband and lower sideband. Alright, so it's definitely close to the 12 watt. I say we're hitting about 12 watts. That seems good. This thing doesn't seem to be the kind of radio that someone would fuck with too much just because of the way it looks. It looks like someone is taking decent care of it. So let's go ahead and check the SWR calibration, which is already finished because it's kind of annoying to do on camera. And the SWR looks decent. Usually the SWR on these meters is slightly higher than what they are on a decent, good meter, which is a good thing, right? Because if you're under 2, then you're probably really good, because usually you don't have that high of an SWR. But yeah, if I can get that worked out with the garbled transmit on sideband. So before I go digging around in the radio to change capacitors, to change the SSB, or fix the SSB problem, I decided to attenuate as much as I could the signal that I was putting out, because there's no adjustments in this. There's no mic gain or anything like that. So this radio over here, if I turn it down as low as possible, take the antenna off, even though we have a dummy low coming out, it's still a bit garbled, but it's a lot better. So I decided to come over here to my Galaxy and just take the RF gain pretty much all the way down to nothing. So we're going to test it out now.
Audio check 1 2 3 audio.
Okay, that is upper sideband or lower sideband? Upper sideband. Let's switch to lower sideband. Let me turn my volume up.
Check 1 2 audio check 1 2 3. Hello. I'm an alien. Yay.
So after clearing up with the clarifier.
Hello 1 2 3. Check check check. The transmit is a little bit strange sounding, but I think it's because we're so close to the other transceiver. So that could be it. We're gonna try lower sideband again. Check 1 2 3. See, it seems like lower sideband is really a lot better than upper sideband there, which is probably good for us, considering most people are going to use lower sideband anyway. So definitely awesome, good stuff.
So upper sideband is a little muddy. Lower sideband is pretty clean. They are both putting out around 12 watts from what I can see from the meter.
Audio. God. That sounds creepy. I want to play a game.
Now let's see.
Audio.
Yeah, they can go up to about 12, I'd say. But definitely, it's a nice working radio. Can't wait to try out, get some contacts with it maybe tomorrow. And maybe I'll do a live stream. I don't know for sure, because sometimes it's a little bit hard to get the audio right when you have something like this. That's why I use my larger Galaxy to get the audio, which is why I don't transmit it on as well, even if it was fixed, because it'll go down the line and go into my computer, and it causes all sorts of issues. So I get a lot of RF in the shack. Kind of unfortunate, but that's what happens. Today's songs are Manfred, Mann, Don't Kill It, Carol. This is a song that uses a lot of the talk box, I guess you could call it an instrument. Talk box is, of course, where you run a tube into your mouth that actually pumps the sound of the guitar into your mouth, and you can modify the sound of the voice. It makes for an interesting sound, and you've also heard it in a lot of different 80s music. It was sort of a staple back then. Peter Frampton used it a lot. Anyways, our next song is Foreigner, Urgent. This is Lou Gramm at his best. Unfortunately, Lou gave it all he could, and he just really couldn't replicate things live as he got older, and his health took a turn. But you got to appreciate Foreigner. They had a lot of great songs. Some of it was a bit sappy, but all in all, it's a great band. So I guess that's about it. Anyways, if you want to look at these, go to my playlist, check them out, music for my subs. Anyways, until next time, it's Johnny Jones. I'm here at home, and I'll see you later.